So I haven't made one of these since the New Year's. But I want to talk about how life is so beautiful. Let's talk about that, okay? Um, I want to talk about how wrapped we are in negativity, how we tend to think about our negatives more so than the blessings that we've been given in life. Because of negativities, we don't even think about what has been so great. What has been your best moments? Think about it. Maybe you can't think of any, and that really sucks. But there has been good moments. I'm sure. I'm sure. Um, but maybe there hasn't been. Okay, let's talk about that scenario. Maybe you can't really think of a good moment. Maybe there's never been a real moment that has truly made you feel content or happiness. Right? Let's talk about that. Um, you know, that sucks, and I feel for you. I really do. I I think that makes me emotional just thinking that like oh that would suck. Like thinking of trying to think like of a happy moment and you can't really think of anything. And so you can't really think about any blessings that you've been given, right? Because it's all negative. But then it's like, why would you warp your mind in that negativity? Why would you like continue to enshrine your like mind in that negativity, right? Why not try to make a new moment that could potentially make you happier or maybe content or feel better? It doesn't always have to involve happiness, but maybe feel better, right? And so why don't we remove some of that negative negative why don't we try to remove some of that negativity from our lives? You know what I mean? Um, I think that's I think it's so human for us to be like continue to wrap our own selves with our own negativity, and as a result, we devoid ourselves of any happiness. I've done it. I've done it, dude. Because there have been moments where I'm not actually sad. I'm just having a bad moment and I continue to let it spiral because I'm like, I just want to be sad. What? And when you think back to those moments, at least for me, I'm like, what am I doing? I'm feeling bad about this situation that tends to be out of your control, right? You tend to have these situations that are out of your control, and either you might stress about them, you might worry about them, or they might make you feel a certain way. But at the end of the day, you just got to do what you got to do. Um, I'll give you an example, right? Uh, say, say like I don't have a girl, but okay, let's say I have a girl. Okay, say my girl no longer wants to do anything with me. That's out of my control. I'll be sad. I'll be sad. I might cry. I might cry for a few days. I might feel my emotions for a bit. Am I gonna give up? May I like be sad and do some like sad things? Not like wanting to die particularly, but like might do some sad things like crying and just laying in bed like I might do that. I might do that. Okay. Um, but at the end of the day, you're still you. What about your friends? Oh, I only have her. She was the one. Andy, she was the one. No. No. Um, things are what things represent themselves to be. And it should never be more complicated than that. Okay. And I know it's easy for our minds to go and think about like the what ifs of a situation or like why is this happening to me? Why is I understand how easy it is to spiral into that. but it is so, I think it is so imperative that we continue to just realize that sometimes things are out of our control. There are sometimes you cannot do anything about a situation, and you just have to accept things for what it is, and you have to get yourself right. And you have to do things that make you feel better, not worse. I'll give you an example on that. I used to sit in bed. I used to sit in bed for 16 hours a day. The other 8 hours was school. I would go home and I would lay in bed for the next 16 hours. Now, I'm not a teacher, but let's think this. Is me sitting in bed for 16 hours relatively a happy thing to do? Is that going to make me feel better? No. No. Okay. There are some people I have met where they do like to sit in bed for a very, very long time. Are those people inherently happy? Let's think about that. Are those people really happy? I don't know if happy's like the right term, you know? Maybe they're content. I don't know. I'm not them. I can't speak for them. You know what I mean? I can't speak for them. So I'm not going to answer that. But I will say for me, I was not happy. I laid in bed because I was sad, and then laying in bed made me sad. And because I wasn't going outside, I wasn't getting sunlight, I wasn't talking to people, I wasn't meeting people, I got more sad. And so you see where I'm coming from, right? Like I've worked a lot on myself to get where I am now. Um, I'm not perfect in any regard. I'm still a very hurt person. I do think my base, like maybe emotionally, my emotional foundation base is still, a work in progress. I guess I can't talk tonight, okay? It's 5 in the morning. School is canceled tomorrow. I've been home the last like 2 days because I'm snowed in, but forget about me, okay? Forget about me. I'm trying to speak to you. I think I think really we get caught up in things. I think I think we do things in the moment and don't realize how harmful it could be for us until later. Because I sat in bed for 2 years of my life, 16 hours a day. Don't you think that's bad for me? That sounds really bad. I don't know about you, but that sounds really bad to me. Yeah, that sounds really terrible, man. Yeah, it was not good. Now we gotta understand why I did that. I felt like at that point in my life, I wasn't really feeling good about myself. And in a way, I kind of gave up on myself. And what happens when you give up on yourself? You start trying to get better. And because you stop trying to get better, are you going to feel better? Is some fairy going to come down? Is some like, I don't know, some maybe your type, right? Is your type just going to pull up in front of your window and play like, come home, baby, like come home, like no, like that's not gonna happen, bro. Like that's not gonna happen, man. And so, things are what things are. Life is what life is. Whatever is represented in front of you is what is represented in front of you. Because I've been an overthinker. I think about things a lot. Truth is that usually the answer is right in front of you. Whatever they gave you, whatever the answer you were provided with, is usually just the one that you have to accept. And I know in this world of media, it is hard to do because you can just look at what someone is doing, or you can look at this, or you can look at that, You just have to accept things for what it is. And I have been blessed to have friends that are there for me. They care about me. They want to spend time with me. They enjoy my jokes. They enjoy my company. They don't mind watching a 2 hour movie with me. And I am blessed in that regard because they have stuck thick and thin with me. I make a new Instagram account. They're already following me. Like that is love, man. That is appreciation. That is a blessing. And life is so beautiful in that regard because there are things that only happen within a small time frame that couldn't have happened unless it was meant to happen. Think about it like this, right? 10 years ago, if I never got on that game and met that dude at that time that was about to go to bed, I would have never gotten it online. I probably would have never been making a YouTube video. I would have never done it. I would have never taken a gap year. Honestly, if that moment didn't happen, I wouldn't have met these specific people. I wouldn't have done certain things. And it is what it is. You can be negative and you can be like, "Oh, if I didn't go online, if I didn't meet this guy, my life would be so." You don't know that. You don't know if your life would have been better if this moment didn't happen. Like you could say it could have been better. You don't know that. Like you don't know that. And I think it's so infuriating when someone's like oh my god, like if we if this thing never happened, I would have been so great. What are you talking about? What? You can still be great. You're still alive. You're still kicking, breathing. You're talking to me about how you still want to be great. Like you can still go out there and do it. Like there's no time frame. Like there's no time frame. Like what are we talking about? Um, yeah, man. I'm a hurt person. I've been hurt. I've hurt. I've been hurt and I hurt other people. I've been there. I've been in that situation. I've been in that aspect of my life. I have grown from that situation. And let me tell you that although I still get hurt, and although I try to be the most genuine, nice, kind person that I can be, I'm not perfect in any regard. That's a good voice crack. What is a good voice crack, dude? I try my best, right? And sometimes things aren't. Why? Whatever, man. Whatever. Sometimes things aren't meant to be. I try my best. I do the things that are good for me, and I stay away from the things that I know aren't good for me. I stay away from the bad things that might make me feel bad about myself, my situation, whatever. I get hurt. I get hurt even though I'm a kind person. I get hurt even though I'm an honest person. I get hurt even though I just try to be the best me that I can be. And I get hurt. Am I gonna hold a vendetta against those who have wronged me because of that? No. Because I've hurt. I know they're human too. And even though they may hurt me, it's cool. There's no reason for me to waste some of my energy thinking about someone that may have wronged me, someone that may, you know, have done me wrong. There's no reason. You can only look at the situation for what it is, and you can only take the blessings from that situation and continue to move forward and create new blessings or gain new blessings, right? That's all you can do. And it is so simple, but at the same time, it is so hard. And I understand that. But I think it is something that you have to recognize and practice. Because practice, repetition, is what makes perfection. Think about your math work. I was I was not good at math. It took me time to learn my multiplication table, right? Like 9 times 9, 81. I got really good at that stuff. You know why? Because I practice and I practice and I practice. How do you get better at dealing with your emotions? You practice in dealing with them. How do you get better at controlling your emotions? You practice. And so it's a lot of practice in getting to know who you are, getting to know what you can and can't handle, getting to understand maybe how the world works. And it's a lot of practice with these little things that add up to make a huge difference. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is you. And it sucks as someone who wants to like give into the world, like give my soul into the world, meet people. But at the end of the day, it's all about you. People do not care about you. People only care about themselves. And that's okay. That's human nature. We are greedy at heart. That's what I believe. We are very greedy individuals. That's what I believe. I think you could be greedy and still help other people. That's kind of where I stand. But, anyways, I think life is still beautiful in that aspect, right? Because you get to go and work on yourself while still meeting great people. Like, what type of blessing is that? Like, that's beautiful. You get to meet these people that you'll meet once in a lifetime. And some people are like, I can't wait for my next life. What if there's no next life, dude? You don't know that. And I get if you're religious, okay? I understand, but like, make this life count at least. Why are you giving up on this life? Like, I don't understand that. Oh, I can't wait for my next life, man. Like, at least keep working on this one. It sounds like you're giving up, man. It sounds like you're throwing in the towel, dude. Like, come on. Life is beautiful, man. I think we take things for granted. I think we tend to be closed minded and we only perceive things a certain way. I think we forget who we really are sometimes. I think sometimes we have to take a step back and look in the mirror and realize who we are, what we want, how we feel about things. And, I realized this about myself the other day, or maybe not the other day, but a few days ago. Like, even though I thought I was like ready for something, I wasn't. I think I'm still in a place where I still need to work on some things. I think I'm in a place where I still need to figure myself out still. There are things I still want to work on. And, maybe things happen for a reason. Because I wouldn't have realized that if those things didn't happen, right? I was going into a state of being content. And I've realized because of a situation that there are still things I need to work on. Isn't that another blessing, man? Even though I got hurt, isn't that another blessing, dude? Because I thought I was ready. I thought I was good to go. I thought I was bam, bam, bam. No, no, no. I still got things I want to work on. And although I'm hurt, I think it's nice to think about that. Like, there is something I can work on. You know, I think that's a blessing in itself. And I thought about this the other day. Find the blessings even through the pain. But I was thinking, like, what blessing could actually come from this? And now, after thinking a while tonight, I'm like, hey, man, this is, this is something. See, I'm truly grateful each day. I get to talk to my friends. I get to talk to these amazing people who take time out of their day to talk to me, who actually show up and be there for me, who wouldn't mind me saying something. These people are people who wouldn't mind me just yapping. They don't care because they show up for me. They're there for me. There are people I can rely on. And I think that's another blessing. You know what I mean? Think about that friend that you may have been texting all along and you've never really seen them as a blessing. You've just seen them as your friend. They've been there for you every step. They're a blessing too, man. And so I think life is beautiful in the aspect that we are given so many blessings. And although there's so many negatives to situations and aspects of life, I think you can look at it from another point of view and you can realize how beautiful those negativity, like those moments of negativity, right? And take away the beautiful aspects from them and grow from those aspects of them instead of growing from the negativity. And you can't really grow from negativity, right? It pulls you down and it keeps you flat. It kind of flatlines you, right? It doesn't really make you go up, but you can make yourself go up because life is beautiful in the way that we just want to be appreciated, we just want to be loved, and in all those regards, there are still beautiful moments to each of our lives, and there are more to come. And I hope I get to talk to you guys another day, another month from now, and I hope I get to send you another positive message another day. Like that is a blessing in itself, being able to like reach some people with like these silly little videos, and maybe calling them silly is a little counterintuitive because but like they're not professional. I know they're not professional. I'm just trying to send like at least a positive message out there that hopefully reaches someone and hopefully makes someone feel better about life. And so thank you for listening to this. Thank you for sticking with me all the way, and it was truly a blessing to have you here today. And that will be it. I hope you guys take care, and I hope you take care of yourselves. And just look for the beautiful moments of your life, embrace them, and continue moving forward.